Welcome to this edition of Everything Fast Pitch and the last of our summer mini pods. Summer mini pods were created as a way to keep some fresh content, some new ideas, some new information coming out to you while we worked our way through the summer where we had people with vacations and all those kinds of things going on. So I hope you've enjoyed the mini pods. Starting next week, Wednesday, we'll be back to our normal format. So we'll have Everything Fast Pitch on Wednesday and then our normal coach prep on Friday. And we'll be continuing that into the future for the rest of the year. One of the things that I really enjoyed about the mini pods was it gave me a chance to talk about some simple, straightforward, shorter topics that I thought really needed to be addressed or could be talked about. And I hope that everybody's enjoyed listening to them as much as I've enjoyed doing them. So to wrap up the mini pods, I've sort of got a little rant that I'm going to share with everybody. Something that has been troubling me, and it troubles me more and more as I get older and older. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of it might just be because I'm getting older. But there seems to be a trend where the idea of common courtesy, treating people the right way, doing things the right way, handling your business the way you should, is getting really taken away from and removed from the softball world. Whether it's screaming at umpires, whether it's screaming at players, whether it's being mad at other parents, whether it's being mad at your coaches, whether it's tweeting or posting or whatever it is, things that just don't fit the golden rule of treating people the way we want to be treated. So recent example in my world, and for all of you that have been listening to the podcast for a long time, you know I coached for a very long time, and now I've been doing lessons and working in the instructional world for about 10 years. And I understand that change can always be a good thing for a player after a certain amount of time to try a different instructor, to hear a different voice, to listen to somebody else and maybe get some new ideas can be a really good thing. So when I start working with a player, it's not like a death do us part kind of thing. I don't expect them to never see another instructor or never talk to anybody else about hitting. But it's kind of troubling to me when somebody that I've been working with for several years out of the blue just basically ghosts me, stops responding, doesn't show up for a couple of lessons, never has the courtesy to say, hey, we've decided to do something else, just left me with a messed up schedule and a really confused understanding of what was going on. And now I know sometimes those kinds of phone calls can be challenging or difficult. Maybe you're afraid that the coach's feelings are going to be hurt or whatever. But it really bothered me more that I didn't get a chance to thank them for the opportunity to say how much I enjoyed working with their kid, how much it meant to me to see how much she had grown and improved, to offer the opportunity that if I could ever be of any help in the future to let me know this is a player that undoubtedly is going to be playing college softball someday, to be able to say, hey, if I can ever help you with any of that stuff. I wanted to be able to have that conversation, and I never have been able to, and I probably never will be able to unless something happens where they decide to reach out to me again sometime in the future. So it's a little bit disappointing because I know how I would handle it. I would expect other hitting coaches and coaches in general to handle things the same way. So to basically just become persona non grata just like that without any kind of discussion or even the common courtesy of a text message or anything like that was just very disappointing. So to me, why that strikes this conversation and makes this conversation a little bit more meaningful is if that's happening to me, where it's a player that I know, a family that I thought I knew very well, a situation where I thought that we had a pretty strong relationship, where just like that, they can decide that I'm not worthy of the courtesy of a message or a call, how much that's also bleeding into other areas of our game. Whether it's the way we treat umpires. I mean, every day I see a new post on Facebook or somewhere of coaches quitting, coaches giving up the game. They don't want to coach anymore. They can't put up with the aggravation. They can't put up with the lack of respect, all that kind of stuff. I know I've talked to umpires that are giving up umpiring because they can't take the abuse anymore. They can't put up with it. I know I see kids all the time that are beaten down and absolutely miserable. And all of that, I think, comes back to the real core for today's topic. We all need to start remembering the golden rule. We need to remember to treat each other the way we wish to be treated, to treat each other the way we want people to treat us. If we can start doing that in the softball world a little bit more consistently, I think we're all going to be a whole lot happier. Now, don't get me wrong. I am as competitive as anybody you're ever going to know. I'm the person who's going to hold a grudge when we play badly. I'm the person that's going to be frustrated and disappointed if I don't think I did a good job. So I understand how sometimes the emotion of a situation can get the best of us, but I think we need to start turning the tide on this because the kids will do what we do. They will follow our example. And if we think it's okay to treat somebody without respect, if we think it's okay to lack common courtesy in the way we're interacting with people, I think we're setting a really bad trend. So just want to throw that out there for you. Let's remember the golden rule, treat people the way you want to be treated. I think we're all going to be a whole lot happier. So please make sure you support our sponsors, the Anderson Bat Company, Bidinger and Styles DDS, Mule Tech, EAS, Elite Sporting Goods, Pinnacle Power Products, and Action Coach. Make sure you go to the fastpitchprep.com website, order your Square Cuts training discs there. You also have access to the YouTube channel and tons of blog posts. There's an awful lot of information available on our website. Please make sure you reach out to us with question, comments, and absolutely Player of the Week nominations as we get back into the routine with Everything Fast Pitch at either fastpitchprep@gmail.com or everythingfastpitch@gmail.com. So thank you very much for listening to the Summer Pods. We'll talk to you again next week when we get back to our normal routine. Thank you very much.